Good morning. Today I'm running my daughter down to an interview in London. She has to be there at 10:30. It's 6 in the morning. Will we make it in time? Let's see. If you have been following my videos, you may remember that about a month after first taking delivery of this fantastic car, I did my first long journey in it when I took my daughter down to London to an American universities fair. Well, today we're going down to London again to the US Embassy so she can have an interview to get her student F1 visa because she's going to an American university. My plan is to park up at the nearby Sainsbury and put the car on charge for a couple of hours while we go in for the interview. The ETA in London is 10 a.m. so that we can make the interview at the embassy at 10:30. I can't stress enough how important it is that we get to the interview in time. This is the interview for her student F1 visa so that she can study at the University of Arizona for the next 4 years. So I have got to get her to the interview on time. This is perhaps the most important trip that I have ever made in the Ioniq. So it's London and then Harlow in Essex and then home. So we're setting off at 6 in the morning to give ourselves a good 4 hours to get down to London, because Google says the journey can take anything between 2 hours 40 minutes and 4 hours. That's her phoning me to see where I am. I'll see you in a bit when we get going. The M40 at 7 a.m. I always say I'm going to drive down to London. I have to say that the trip actually does physically feel like I'm driving downhill most of the way. Stopping at the Holiday Inn at High Wycombe to recharge. There's a rapid charger there on the Polar network. I've done 85 miles and have 57 miles range left. Looks like the charger is free. Yep. Let's hope it's working. Remaining time 26 minutes. So the last portion of the route from High Wycombe to the Sainsbury, where I'm going to put it on charge, is just over 32 miles. It says it's going to take over an hour and a half to do that, which means that we would arrive at 9:30. Need to get there really for 10 to be able to safely walk from the Sainsbury to the US Embassy, and we're going to be charging here for another half an hour, or 20 minutes to half an hour. So actually we're cutting it really fine. So the time's now 8:10. Our arrival time is predicted by Waze, which is usually pretty accurate, to be 9:40. We've been here. So we have about 111 miles range. We've been here just 16 minutes and we've now got 80% charge, 47 when I plugged in. So rapid really does mean rapid. So I'm going to disconnect and we'll get cracking. One mile to go, and it's going to take 9 minutes.
You've arrived at your destination.
3-hour parking restriction. Level G, basement parking. Can you see any? Oh, here they are. Which is the exit. There's the exit. Store entrance is up there. Look at this. We've got sport for choice, aren't we, really? Oh, we can park up there as well. We can charge up here. This is fabulous. And they're all pod points like the one we've got at home, look.
You said you bought snacks?
I did.
What snack?
Just a moment. So we've arrived at 9:45 in the basement of the Sainsbury's, where there are a ton of charge points, all pod point. 90 miles range showing. Let's plug into this one. Plug in cable. Select pod point in app. Pod point. We are at Hugo Greg. View all pod points. Hugo Greg. Confirm charge. Oh, better log in. Okay. Yeah, am I logged in? Nothing's happening. Has this app crashed? Okay, let's try that app again. Hugo Greg. Confirm charge. Charging. We then hurried the half mile to the US Embassy, got there just about in time, waited around for a little while, and then she had her 2-minute interview, after which they made the decision as to whether she'd get her visa or not. So we're back from the US Embassy and she's got her visa, and we've got 4 hours to kill now before the next appointment in Hounslow in Essex. It is, what time is it?
11:38.
11:38. Let's see how charged the car is. Oh, not very charged. Since Hugo Greg had only put 6 miles range on the car, I decided to move and try a different charger to see if that would do any better. Ioniq. It's just gone 1 o'clock and we've had lunch in Sainsbury's and we've come back to the car and it's charged up to 94%. That's 129 miles, so I think that's enough to get going. So next we're going to Harlow in Essex. It's about 32 miles. We're going via Big Ben, just so we can have a look at it. May as well.
In a quarter of a mile, you'll arrive at Elizabeth Tower.
Is that it? That's it?
Oh yeah, because they're redoing stuff on it, aren't they? What happened to him?
Hey?
What happened to him? Did he get burned?
No, they're just renovating it. Oh, so that's it, Big Ben.
It's kind of small.
Yeah, so you'll have to take... This is me and Big Ben! Okay, so we've arrived at Harlow in Essex. It is 4 minutes past 3, 107 miles range showing left. Yeah, just a little bit of time to spend here and then we'll be heading home. So we're all done in Harlow and we're heading back home now via the Holiday Inn at High Wycombe again. Where he says it's 56 miles, 1 hour 6 minutes, going to get there at 10 to 6, 103 miles range left. This trip's been a bit of a doddle really. So the Ioniq, obviously with no engine noise, most of the noise you get is from the road. It's not known for being the quietest of electric cars, but you can really tell the difference when driving on a concrete surface as opposed to a tarmac surface. So there we are, we just went over a tarmac portion there and it was noticeably quieter. Here we go again. Here we go to tarmac. That's much nicer, isn't it? It's 6:20 in the evening and we're coming up to Beaconsfield services and we're hungry, so I'm going to stop there, see if the Ecotricity charger is working and grab something to eat. If it's not working, then we'll go a little bit further to the Holiday Inn at High Wycombe. Where are the chargers? I think the chargers are up here. Yes, they are. And there's a Tesla on it. So I'm at Beaconsfield and I scanned the QR code with the Ecotricity app and it said that this pump is in use. So I just selected the CCS charger and plugged it in and it's charging, so I guess I'm getting a free run today. which I'm not going to complain about, and get some food. Okay, so I've just finished charging at the faulty Ecotricity CCS charger at Beaconsfield. I got a free vend, although I had to start the charge again because it failed halfway through, but I've got 130 miles range and have to go 91 miles. There we go, ETA 7:56, 1 hour 23 minutes. So let's get going. Did you put your car on charge? Your car on charge?
My
Your phone on charge?
Look at that little one.
That's a mini club. These are mini Clubmans. Look, they've got wood. They're wooden. They have wood around the doors. They're classic cars.
Are they old or just made to look
old? Yeah. So I found myself a nice coach to slipstream behind. We're due home in half an hour. Let's have a look. There we go. 29 miles to go. 76 miles range showing in the car. It's 23 degrees outside. It's been really boiling today, especially walking from the Sainsbury's car park to the US Embassy in a bit of a rush. Got quite warm doing that. Felt rather self-conscious walking into the US Embassy dripping with sweat. Felt a little bit like a nervous terrorist or something. So we've arrived back home. It is now 3 minutes past 8. There's 47 miles range left showing in the car. We've done a total of 294.3 miles, average speed 41 miles per hour, and I've been driving for 7 hours and 40 minutes. Got there about 15 minutes earlier than I planned to, but as it turns out, just about in time. So there we go, that was a fun drive, wasn't it? Yes. So it's a week after the trip and I wanted to reflect on what I've learned from it. 7 things, starting with using Google to plan routes. And if you use Google Maps, I think it's pretty accurate. Google said it would take between 2 hours 40 minutes and 4 hours. In the end, with a about 20-minute stop to recharge at the Holiday Inn High Wycombe, it took about 3 hours and 45 minutes. So I think Google's pretty accurate. So I'm going to continue to use that to plan journeys in future. Second, driving in London. That last leg of the journey from the Holiday Inn at High Wycombe to our destination in London, 30-ish miles, 1.5 hours. I couldn't drive around London, you know, on a regular basis. It would just be soul destroying. Third, the pod point chargers in the Sainsbury, well, there were so many of them, that was brilliant. Some weren't working, I'm sure. The first one that I tried put only 6 miles on in the time we were away. I think maybe it stopped charging after 15 minutes. Maybe that was the charger, maybe that was a problem with the app. When I had to log into the app, it crashed. So good job Podpoint for putting lots of chargers all over the country. I'm a fan. Their app is a bit buggy though. I think that needs a little bit of work, but on the whole, good job. Fourth, I can't say the same for Ecotricity. When planning the route, basically I tried to avoid Ecotricity electric highway charges because they're so unreliable. You can't rely on them. Yeah, Ecotricity need to up their game, I think. I mean, kudos to them for you know, helping to kickstart the EV revolution in the UK, but I think they need to put some more investment into keeping the chargers more reliable. Maybe they're holding off and planning to put faster chargers in, 150 kilowatt chargers, I don't know, but as it is, you can't rely on Ecotricity chargers. Polar, I'm happier to rely on. Every time I've been to the, it's what, 3 times, been to the Holiday Inn High Wycombe, that's been working. I've used other Polar chargers. Occasionally one doesn't work. It's usually because it's lost connection. But yeah, quite happy with the Polar network. So I tend to rely on those more. Fifth thing I've learnt is with the Ioniq and road noise, driving on a concrete motorway is painfully loud, really is loud. That just illustrates, I guess, that the Ioniq isn't a particularly quiet car. It lets a lot of road noise through, and go tarmac, I guess. Sixth point is that the guessometer, as it's called, the displayed range in the Ioniq, is actually pretty accurate. Was within a mile or so of the predicted range. So the guessometer, it's an educated guess, I guess. And the last point, number 7, is a positive one, and it's about the US admin service for visas. So we were out of the US Embassy just gone 11, I think, and so it was around about 11 a.m. that they gave her the verbal okay that she would get a visa, and so we left and without her passport. 4 p.m. the next day, that passport was delivered back home with her visa stamped in it. So that's just like an amazing service. Good job, the American visa admin people. That was excellent. That was a successful trip, and she's got a visa. There's nothing stopping her from going to America now. And that's going to be a very tearful drive down to Gatwick in August. If you enjoyed this video, sorry it was a bit long, then please like and maybe subscribe. And if you click the little notification bell, then you'll be alerted when I upload my next video, which is going to contain 1 or 2 little driving incidents, shall we say, and a question about rapid charging and etiquette for leaving vehicles unattended on rapid charges. So if you have any comments, then please write them down below, and thank you very much for watching.